A lot of people don't know what Youthco does.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell us what Youthco does.
Okay, Youthco goes, this is what they do. They take care of kids who are different, homeless kids,
Yeah.
kids that pretty much have nothing. Not only them, they take care of their families too, because they feed families every weekend, every day.
Wow.
Not every weekend, every day.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know what they do behind the doors. So that nonprofit, the people that work behind those doors, do hours in and hours out, they don't have any concept of really what they go through.
I don't. I thought it was like a place for kids to go after school, and that was about it.
That's just a part of it. Just a sliver of it.
Wow. Okay.
So they try to raise money, and there's a lot of nonprofits, a lot of companies that support it. But as from our view, we're looking at Youthco. If we don't take care of this youth here, look how Chicago turned out. Some of the places in Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
So if we take care of the bottom of the pan, what happens?
Yeah.
Now we've taken a whole bunch of generation of kids and moved them up to where they can become good civilians and good citizens to the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just need to see that there are good people out there. Even if they have a rough life, that there's good people out there. And then they're going to repay it. It's just it's wonderful.
A chain, and a lot of those kids graduate from there. Now they're some of them police officers, football players for colleges now, basketball players, doctors. I mean, the program, the years that Youthco has been in service.
Yeah.
A lot of people just drive by it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
One day you'll be in need of it. Yeah. So our goal of this festival is to raise money for them.
Okay.
And usually we bring in some really good acts.
Yeah.
We have food down there and vendors and music. 2 days, July the 22nd, Friday. We have one stage that's going to be Curtis Reed Park down. 3 good bands.
Okay.
And on Saturday, we have 2 stages.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One on the main road and one on Curtis Street. And we'll have bands going back and forth all day. Hour and a half slots, a lot of bands.
Well, what time do we start Friday night?
Friday night will start at 5 p.m.
Okay. And go till
about 11.
11.
Yes.
Okay. And then you start what time Saturday again?
Saturday will start at noon.
Oh,
and be
that's
done
a full day.
Yeah.
You can get a full day of
Done at 11. Yeah.
of good stuff.
So everything that we make there, from beer sales to food sales, all of it goes to Youthco.
And it's right downtown Menasha.
Right downtown Menasha.
Yeah.
You won't miss it.
Yeah.
You try to go downtown Menasha, it's closed.
It's closed off. Yeah.
This thing's huge. People talk about it. They talk about going.
You're very right.
Welcome, fellow Lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
So I'm part of the the London Corn Fest.
Corn Fest that we're putting together. That's it.
Corn.
So I'm good friends with April.
Oh, April. Oh, now we got it all together. Yes.
Yes. So
April's good people. When she came and told us, we thought about it.
Yeah.
Said, okay.
Yeah.
She showed us the scene of the comic.
Oh, the whole. Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So
I couldn't be a parent in that, man. I just can't imagine.
I know. It's terrible.
I've got kids, and if one of my kids
I'm with you.
I'll be hands down. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm best friends with her husband.
Oh,
Me
he's
and
a
him
good
are high
fellow,
school.
man.
We're high school.
He's a good
buddies
man.
from
He's a
years.
good man.
So when he married April and the kids, he's the type of guy that just all the kids takes him in, and then this happened. So I was unfortunate.
When I got to meet him, I said he's a good man.
Yeah. So I just wanted to. It's important to him. So I've been involved since the start.
We started. We were starting to work with working through all the paperwork and everything. And it's been going good.
So on top of my record player, I've got the form.
Yeah.
We're gonna fill out because we're gonna sponsor.
Okay.
And then I brought one to work. And then
Unity is going to be a sponsor too on that.
And we're gonna sponsor. And I'll be there the whole step of the way. And then we'll do something back then.
That one out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when that gets closer, we'll have we'll do something with the team and you and we'll do another.
Because what we can
do
is
another interview
from Electric City and all of that, we can promote that through all the festivals in the valley, because all those guys are friends of mine too. So promote the whole
sure.
thing.
For sure.
So that'll be
I'm excited.
That'll be the kicker for the summer. This is the last summer big bash weekend before you go back to college.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah. Perfect.
Come have a good time. Yes. So what do you prefer to go by? Kai? or Pita?
Kai is more usually my stage name. That's usually it's my nickname.
Okay.
Yeah, but Pita is fine. Kai is usually everybody calls me Kai or Pita.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make a choice which one is easy for
Which
you.
is easy for you? Okay.
No, say I always heard of you as Pita.
Everybody.
Yes.
Me as well.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
sure.
Because it's
Pita.
impossible if you live in our area not to hear about Pita and Unity. So I know so many people that want to go to shows and enjoy your shows. So
It's I'll tell you something. When I first came to this valley, there was one thing that really stuck out of me.
Mhm.
How tight this community is.
yeah.
Very tight.
How long have you been
Yeah.
here?
I've been here about going to 22 years now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
So I've traveled in and out. I
Okay.
was living in Hawaii here. Yeah.
How often do you get back home?
We try to go at least once a year
Once a
or
year.
twice a year if possible. But with COVID, I
Yeah.
haven't been home for
Been a while.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I need to go see my parents. I
Yeah.
got a lot of my families. I still got villages out there.
Yeah.
Whole family, brothers, sisters, the whole shebang.
And yeah. Where is home exactly?
Fiji Islands,
Okay.
small little islands. If you know this, they were very grateful enough to get me this. So this is the first interview in all the stations that I've been to where they actually got me the Fiji Islands.
There you go.
Where actually, when I looked at it, I was like, "This is homegrown. It's gotta be with me." So I think it's a perfect
Well,
place.
good.
Yeah.
Well, we're so happy to have you. Welcome. This
I would
is
like
great.
to take credit for the water, but that was all him. I even made fun of him a little bit for it. Like, look at you pandering.
I'll cater.
I was blown away when sometimes showed me. I was like, "Wow,
I'll do it.
Yeah.
No problem. Make it comfortable.
I mean, to be fair, it's the best water out there. Like it
It is
doesn't
good.
So
Well, if you're tasting that with Fiji rum, I guarantee you it in the Fiji Islands when I used to drink when I was a little younger,
yeah.
Fiji water and Fiji rum.
Oh,
That's an
I'll have to
island
look
drink.
into that.
You will have to.
I do like rum.
Fiji rum's from sugar, little molasses. It has that kind of
It's
really
nice sweet flavor.
It's like Cuban that has that Cuban. Even our tobacco in the olden days
Sure.
had almost that Cuban, very authentic taste.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't replicate it. Fijian tobacco, Fijian sugar, anything that's grown there in the islands. And even coffee. We have our own coffee now. And there's a lot of stuff that we're working on in the Fiji Islands. And it's about, for me, it's personal.
Yeah.
My people,
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is it? Like how many
Fiji
people are on
Islands,
there?
I say 832,000 people. It's like as
okay.
big as Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's tightly netted.
Not
Everyone's
as big.
related. Yeah. It's like you stay in the Fox cities, you know people on the other
Right.
side of town. It's
Same
much as
thing,
that,
yeah. Yeah. So you were born there and were
Born
there
and
until?
raised, yes, sir. Till about 21 when I came to America.
Okay.
I first went to Hawaii.
Okay.
Oh, that's where you
Yeah.
went first.
First went to Hawaii. Arrived in Hawaii and worked for the sugar industry.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I put about 15 years in the sugar industry. I worked for Dole too, for the pineapple and sugar industry. I was working 2 shifts.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Went back and forth. And as an engineer, it was fun.
Yeah.
Working on the islands, growing sugar cane.
Oh,
and
geez.
Yeah.
And now you're in the Midwest.
I tell you something, it makes me appreciate my country where I come from very much more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love Wisconsin. Out of all the states here, this is the state if I was to choose,
Yeah.
if any foreigners or any people come out of town to come here.
So how'd you end up in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Chasing a lady?
I was at the time, actually, where I was in a relationship, I had kids here
Okay.
in Wisconsin. So
Okay.
I wanted to be close to my kids. So that's how I made the transfer over.
Yeah.
Now this whole time, were you doing music the whole time?
In Hawaii, I was doing it only with friends and we had a band going, but it was just mostly family, sitting in the afternoon playing.
Okay.
Everybody's like, come on, do it. And I was like, I got some of my,
like I did. Hey, you
yeah.
bring a guitar.
yeah, there you go, right?
Every chance we get.
Yeah,
we want to
chance
hear
we
you
get.
play.
And I've got some of my cousins now who are actually big stars out of Hawaii. Some of them out of California that are doing really good. And most of them are relatives of mine.
Oh, that's
Obviously,
awesome.
I don't want to drop their names, but they're well known.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
In the reggae scene and in the pop scene. So
Sure.
it's sitting around families like that to push you. And everybody's always pushing each other and see who can,
Yeah.
how better you can. And singing together as a family in the islands. We all sing and harmonize.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So
Are your parents musical?
my dad was.
Yeah.
My mom was more artistically,
Okay.
she was. So I've got it from both sides. My dad was a musician until he chose a different life in more became more of a politician. I
Oh.
don't know the direction. So
Oh, okay.
I like
Okay. The direction change.
Well, the direction really changed a lot. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to when they talk about my country, and the band itself, and it's associated unity. The band, they talk about Ireland and where I'm from. And sometimes the people associated with Jamaica. Yes, Jamaica is a beautiful country, but sometimes people haven't really Jamaica's because of Bob Marley. Jamaica was put on the spot.
Yeah.
Just one human being could change the whole scene.
Wow. Yeah.
From here, from the Fiji Islands, there was like a big change when you see a man singing reggae music, you know,
Yeah.
In the limelight like that.
In the limelight
and
like
everybody's
that.
singing along. And
yes,
Yeah, that
it
was-
really changed. When I first time I heard him on the radio, I was like, this guy.
You can do this on the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was interesting.
Yeah.
But I grew up on an island. I grew up as a farm boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Milk cows. You know, so, my grandfather had a farm. And my mom's parents, you know, we worked on the farm. I was a farm boy. Grew up. Worked
Okay.
hard. It was no.
That's hard work.
Man, it was no free ride. For
Yeah.
sure.
And then, I mean, similar to a lot of people here in Wisconsin, a lot of kids. I mean, my dad was, a farm boy from the time he was old enough to milk cows,
Sure.
So
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that I really like about it. Wherever you go, you can always smell the farm.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's not the bad smell. It's the organic, hardworking, sweated, guys that just work and families
do.
that.
Yeah.
And I came with what I really appreciate about Wisconsin. If their stories should be told, people really got to look at the history here. Could you imagine the cold that people came here? It was minus 40. Some of the women bearing kids and working alongside their husbands.
Yeah.
That me having a band is nothing compared to that.
Well, right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stories here. The history of the Fox cities. For me, I was just blown away.
Yeah.
These guys,
Gotta say, unfortunately, I haven't tapped into that too much. You
boy,
know?
I tell you,
But
that's why I really love the Fox cities. The history of it. You got Germans, you got Irish, you can name the European countries. You get Spanish, you got African Americans here.
Yeah. Yep.
That little town called Freedom. There was African American family who lived out here.
Oh, okay.
See, and how the slaves came through Fond du Lac and how
Sure.
so in our music as this band here, we have unity. When I started that band there, the basis of it was based around that. How can you unify people? Because I see people always trying to, separate us.
Yeah. 100%.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got a little tack on you know how it is.
Yeah.
If you come to the island, that tack, you fit right in.
Perfect. See, perfect.
That's the thing, just one attack on you like that for us, that's representing who you are.
Yeah.
And as an identity. So the band was founded, Unity, the band was founded on that basis that we wanted to try to change the way people think.
Yeah. People come together for music. That's the great
Yes.
thing in music is everybody leaves that stuff at home and, it's all
Yes.
about the music. So
So that was our, the goal was to bring in something a little bit different, reggae, but had a little rock, little country in it, a little soul,
All
blues.
over. Okay.
So we in all of our music, we have attached everything, and we do a few covers, but we have original music too. And
Yeah.
sometimes at the shows, it's not up to us; it's up to our fans. They dictate
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they want to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
And
So you could tell right from the first two songs, they'll tell you right away where they want to go.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
well, the other couple of months ago, you had the reggae night at Waverly.
The Waverly had
And
the Mali
that's-
Media.
Right. There you go.
It was
I
very,
was there.
very focused around mostly Jamaican artists and people who had more the really hardcore of Jamaica.
Oh,
Dancehall. We had a few guys from Jamaica. I had a guy from Nigeria.
Oh,
had,
wow.
had Unity there, mostly backing the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah,
it was,
it was a fun night.
yeah, it
And-
was, first it was a culture shock for some. Some folks never seen anything like that, but
Sure.
I want to introduce them to the valley so they understand where the basis of this all came from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the basis of it is actually country.
The beginnings of reggae music started with
Original
country.
beginnings of
Yeah.
reggae music was all country,
Really?
bluegrass.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I guess
I
I
can
can
see
hear
that
some.
now.
One string, ska. Ska was just an offshoot of it,
Okay.
and rockabilly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you put those three together and you bring in a little bit of blues or southern blues,
Yeah.
now you got reggae.
Wow.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of reggae artists don't talk about that because most of
No.
them, are focused on themselves.
And where we are now. Yeah. No, I like the history of that.
So for us, we try to preach about it and talk about it to our friends. This is why we play the blues. We'll play original blues. So the flavors of our music, the reggae music, really, if you hear Johnny Cash, for me, when I first time I heard Johnny Cash, I never heard him in the Fiji Islands. Only I heard of Hank Williams. Conway Twitty. It was all country station. My grandfather said, "Don't touch it." Man, I tell you, when you live in an island, grandfather have his music on, you don't touch it.
Yep.
Unless you want to lose fingers.
He's that tool. Use them.
You'd find any way to get that cow to kick you while you're trying to milk, So, So when I founded this band, I founded the band right here in the Valley.
How many years ago did you start?
I started when I started looking for the band was about 2000.
Okay.
When I was trying to, there's a place called Pig Belly.
I don't remember that.
Downtown Appleton.
I don't remember that.
It was Pig Belly.
Okay.
Gentleman owned it, and he had a guy named Matt Goley. I don't know if you guys know Matt Goley.
No.
He was an acoustic singer. He sang all over the place. He sang here in downtown Nina.
Okay.
Him and Dave, Russ.
Okay.
These guys used to do acoustic, and I showed up one night. They were doing this acoustic Tuesday nights. And the guys said, "Hey," he came up, met and had a few drinks with him. He said, "Hey, come on, can you sing this song?" I said, "Sure." Bob Marley, sure. I hit one song, and he was like, "We got to talk."
And there it began.
There it began. There was a bartender named Christine Vosters.
Okay.
And she was my first person that she wanted to be part of this band that I was looking for.
Okay.
Then we got Steve Scott. He became the first drummer for Unity.
Okay.
Then he was a guitar player. Then we brought on a young guitar player that used to do pizza. It was a great guy. I mean, it just started our band. We started playing.
Yeah.
Then we did a first show right above the Appleton Beer Factory.
Oh.
Right opposite it is that little gift shop.
Yeah.
It was upstairs. Somebody was renting there.
It was just somebody's apartment?
Somebody's apartment.
Oh, okay.
So you were hired. Okay.
We just did a show there.
Oh.
And we tried, and it was packed. I mean, in the morning, get downstairs complaining because the whole floor was painting like this. So right there and then I felt like we found something that's unique.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Because it was not straight reggae. It had a little edge to it. So people kind of like had that modern sound. So they kind of dug it. So it was the young people really dug it right from the beginning.
Yeah. 22 years ago. Yeah. There was nothing out there then. There's not a lot.
But actually, no, there was some big reggae bands. One of them was
in the Valley.
Yeah, the Valley. The band up here from Green Bay was called New Flavor.
Okay.
Big. They were huge. They were in the States at the time. They probably were number 9.
Oh wow!
And 90 Nation out of Madison.
Okay.
So when I tried to reach out to both bands,
little standoffish.
They were very standoffish
because they had their niche.
They had their niche, and I get it.
Sure, sure.
So we started going from underground. Then we played. The first few bars we played were the Blue Moon.
Oh, in Oshkosh?
No, the one down here
in Venetia.
The Blue Cafe, or the one down here in Nina.
Okay, all right.
The small little corner. It's called Blue Cafe or something like that. Blue Moon. It was right up.
Okay.
That's the first little. We had probably 3 people come out.
Oh,
believe me, we were rocking it. We were 3 people. We had the brass slacks and all the works.
They took it with the bat, don't you?
Oh man,
we all missed the best show ever.
But I think so. Those the times that make me, really when I'm looking at now thousands and hundreds and thousands of people standing in front of me.
Yeah,
those are the days that I think I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you kept going. You could have got discouraged back then.
Very easy.
I mean, why do it if no one's showing up?
Yes, because people would quit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my next ones. Like from the beginning, how many original members are still in the band from when you started?
I'm the only one.
Oh, okay.
And then because after this first few musicians, everybody had their own.
Yeah.
Sure.
Within a year, everybody started looking for their own projects.
Okay.
Because now they played with Unity. Now they've got.
Yeah, now they got a little name to them. Yeah.
So they started pursuing other, and that was good for them. So we got replacements. Calvin, he was the first drummer, and Jason Brown from who played with Hank Williams III.
Oh wow,
he was a bass player.
Okay.
So I got Jay-Z out of Texas to come up. So I had some big hitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we got it, and now the two core. And then when Jason left for California, we got Tim Perkins out of Green Bay.
Okay.
He just came in from Kansas. Phenomenal stand-up bass player, and we were like,
oh wow,
gotta have him.
Yeah.
And it fit. And since then,
nice.
has been Calvin and Tim been with me over, I think so we're going to almost 16 years now.
Wow.
With those two guys.
That's awesome.
And then the guitar players and keyboard players usually, most of the guys.
Okay.
They go. And then we got a gentleman now, Pat Stillman, who's on guitars right now. Phenomenal cat. Been to Nashville, done his thing in Nashville and touring. Now he's trying to find something more home-based.
Okay.
That can tour but still come home, not as much on the road. So
which is nice. Yeah.
Then we got a young guy named Paco Kohler.
Okay.
On keys.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had some, we always had musicians. And right now, if I was to say I needed musicians, we got a handful that willing to come and play with.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You need musicians, if you want to.
This valley can have a shot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a luxury of a lot of good music, a lot of local music.
Yeah.
And people support it.
Yes.
A lot of people go out and support it. I mean, you can find a band almost every weekend somewhere around the area.
The only thing I want to talk about, one of the things about the valley here that they should be more focused on, if they could focus more on the young students, is focus more on world music.
Yeah.
Ska, Nabil metal scene is dying.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to play rock. And I believe heavy metal is another scene that I think that needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
As just been a reggae artist when I came here, there was nothing like it. So building something like that, I want to have more reggae bands, and I believe there's more small reggae bands popping up here and there.
Okay.
The one out of Wapak at Stevens Point, and I'll try to support them in any way I can.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And some of them get very intimidated.
That's interesting.
Yes, because and that's the thing about music, man.
And you don't know where it's going to come from.
It's going to come from.
Yeah.
And there's a band around here, Scarabilly Circus.
Okay.
They'll be at the Midwest Sunsplash. I've got some Jeremy Jam's band. This I think so one of the upcoming bands that people just look at them playing, but they don't really see how talented these guys are.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorites.
Okay.
Another one is Disco Naps.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. They're another upcoming band, and I want to support those younger bands, and I want to make sure they have the stage if possible.
That's awesome.
And some of the venues that I've played at, I'm trying to get them in, because I think so the crowd, if they can listen to Unity, they'll be ready for this crowd, because they're more very diverse, more hippie.
Yeah.
They're more into that crossover, everything. You give me what you got.
Yeah. I like it.
So do you look for some contrast when you pick a band to open up for you, to give them something different?
I usually focus on youth.
Okay. And not really if they're good, they're good.
Yes. Well, it's not even if they're good. Because I honestly feel like this, to be where I'm at now, 22 years. This band is one of the biggest bands right now in the US. We've made a name for ourselves in reggae. Whole Midwest. Reggae, it's Unity, the band from here to Illinois.
Yeah.
Going to Illinois, it's our name.
Right.
This last weekend, we had 3 young kids. And I heard a lot of folks come and say, hey, those 3 young kids really knocked this place out. And they were playing with 2:00 slot.
Yeah.
And Jason Lipsky from Electric City came up and said, hey, man, I got these 3 young kids that I said, well, bring them on.
Yeah.
They can take half of our time. I don't have a problem with it.
Nice. Okay.
If they're that good, they can turn people's head at 2:00. Why don't a band like us do it? If we don't focus on our youth, and how we are going to make these kids better civilians, better musicians. Because the only thing you got to do is just open the door, let them have a look, and then they can pick.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now Facebook, messages, and Instagram, everybody wants to know who they are. It's going to be on our website. All right, just go look for them.
That's awesome. But you're right. I mean, if you don't keep the up and coming, they're going to die off.
Yes, and I'm trying. All the guys in the band, we all try to focus on those young bands, and we always try to look for those weird bands.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of them are like heavy metal bands. I've got this young band out of Stevens Point that's going to be playing, Nimbus that's going to be playing at Midwest Sunsplash. And I was like, they're heavy about this song. Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a musicianship. This guy's a young guy. He's like in the 20s. And I'm like, how come you haven't? Well, there's no spot for us. I said, well, we got a
There is
spot
now.
for you.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
You got to pick it where they can go. And so not everybody wants heavy metal for a family thing, but that's, well, got to give them a chance. Got to give them a shot. And
I think so. It's how you sell it.
sure.
And a lot of these sellers for these festivals, they always want to make people to understand there's a music festival is for, you come here, you're going to hear this. Sometimes you have to throw an oddball in this. So people who appreciate that, there's some older folks that love really good metal.
Yeah.
That's going to be me.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Metallica, that's when they came out first album, they kicked the doors in.
Yeah.
And people give about it. I mean,
Yeah.
because nobody knew who they were.
Right.
All of a sudden when they became national, I love Metallica.
Yeah. Now I love them.
Well, did you ever see the viral video, like the 80-year-old guy
Yes.
listening at the drowning pool?
Drowning pool.
Bodies? That's
Yes.
great.
But see, it's the things like that. And I believe this band's like that. If you give them a chance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
next thing you know, there's some old guy there like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you got to listen to this, Yeah.
Yeah. And all you have to do is connect with one or two people, because then that just branches from there. So as long as you're playing and one or two people like you, it was worth your time.
Doing
like I
good.
told you, in the first show I had 3 people.
Yeah.
Right at the bar.
Yeah.
Bartender,
Bar owner. Oh, I didn't.
So you had one person.
And the waiter.
So,
All right. Well,
and you know how much we got paid?
Did you get paid?
a part of the door.
Part of the door. So that's sorry.
It's practice.
Yeah,
It's
but
just, it's practice. It's
Yeah.
but the guys had to get paid, so it came out of my pocket. But it was somebody was to tell for me to try to change it when I went back. No, I wouldn't do it.
You have to have those struggles.
Yeah, because you have to feel the pain first.
Yeah,
Because, but could you imagine some of the older folks that came here before there were no roads, came in carriages?
Yeah.
If they said, no, I quit. I don't
You're
want to
right.
do this.
Yeah.
where would it be?
And some of the families now are living off the grandfather worked, great grandfather. Now all of a sudden you have money because your great grandmother and great grandfather said, we're going to chop down this tree and we're going to build us a house and we're going to make this place our home.
Yeah.
So that I took that and that's what I used
For the band. Okay.
for the band. If those folks could do it when they came from Europe,
Mm-hmm.
people called them names. They were treated like
Yeah.
dogs. I'll just say it the way they treated them.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah.
So, and then I took that and I said, if they can do it, sure as I.
Nice. You hear that? It's like big time podcaster. This is how it's done. Talk about us on your
Yes.
podcast.
Well,
This is how it's done.
so if you guys out there listening to us and listening to me right now, if you love Unity, you have to like this page. There's some personal stuff in here, man.
Thank you. Yes. It's, I mean, we definitely equate to that. I mean, with how we're slowly trying to grow this thing, much like that. The first episode got, 5 people listened to it or whatever.
And it was to my daughters and, friends. So,
That's
whatever.
usually it.
Yeah.
Because if you build the right home base solid first,
Yeah.
Yep.
nothing else matters.
Right.
We'll get there. And we got to just keep having quality guests on.
Amen.
Well, the great thing
keep
about
it
having
going.
friends,
Yeah.
We got a lot of friends. Yeah. Well, and that's the best thing. I mean, I like to hear that when some bands, well, I'm not going to promote them. They may take my spot, but there's enough out there for everybody. So
when I first started this band, I was promoting other reggae bands and I didn't care.
yeah,
But there's always human nature that we like to compete,
sure.
And
bit, yeah.
other reggae guys say, well, those guys were better than you. But I was like, that's okay.
It is. But so you watch them, and even if you're like, ooh, I'm not saying better, but you're like, wow, those guys are really good.
Mhm.
Well, what's that do? You got to step your game up, right?
Yeah.
That's how I go.
That's how you get better.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Is you watch them and say, wow,
Look
you
what
know,
they're doing. Yeah.
again, they're better than me. I'll quit. Or you can say, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kick their ass next time.
You're very right. By the way, I wanted to ask about your cocktail.
Yes.
What do you call that?
That is a Fiji sunrise.
See?
I'm calling it a Fiji sunset because
Fiji
tomorrow.
sunrise
It's the
and
end of the day.
sunset. Down to the day here. So I guess I'm in the right place. I'm home.
It's sake, rice sake, orange
Oh.
juice, lemon juice.
That's island, buddy. That's right there.
Yeah.
You come to the Fiji Islands, you'll find that. Go to any bar, you'll get it.
You'll
Wow.
get some. Yep. Well, that was why we picked it.
So
So
next time if you do stop
in
in
honor?
Fiji, you gotta have yes, sir. Next time you go to Fiji, you gotta have some Fiji rum, or maybe I'll
Ooh,
bring some
I
back.
like Fiji.
All
You
right,
Yeah,
can
we'll
put it
try
right
that.
in and say, hey,
Perfect.
Fiji rum. Yeah.
Perfect. So you said you played six shows in the past 6 nights. Is that
Yes, sir.
how far were your travel? Where were you at?
We were in Milwaukee. Most of the shows were in
Okay.
Milwaukee, the big, very big private shows, elaborate shows,
Oh
for
wow.
big corporate. When you get to the stage where you're in corporate gigs,
Mhm.
you know, you're a different breed altogether.
Yeah.
But I have to give a shout out to Banana Entertainment,
Sure.
and the entertainment group out of Milwaukee. Some of the booking agencies that book not only our bands, a whole thousands of bands.
Yeah.
And this guy's here, I believe Banana Entertainment for the Fox Valley have done that for the doors, keeping the doors open in venues and taking bands working. So
Yeah.
when you see most of these bands out there playing, there's always somebody to represent them. And I know the younger bands, they have it hard for them to get into the loop. Your turn will come.
Sure.
Your turn will
Just
come.
keep,
Well,
Just keep
grinding.
practicing and keep on going. Yes.
Keep practicing. You
Yes.
got to get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
get better. There's only one way to do it.
So, and you can check out their schedule. You guys got bands gigs all the time. So
We
check
actually
out their website.
unitytheband.com.
There you go.
I was
We'll
gonna say,
touch on it again.
How do we manage to get you for an item? Just want your one night off and you're here.
Oh, well, you know, I'm
Which we
anyway,
appreciate.
but dude, I appreciate you guys even having me on here. One of these things here about having radio shows like this, this is part of it. You know, this is what you guys do. Yeah. So I have to embrace it. You have to embrace everything around you at the same time,
Yeah.
because it's a community support that makes anything happen like our band.
Well, we would definitely want to support.
Yes,
You
I know
know,
you guys do a
your
lot
band.
apart from bands. I know you guys do a lot more. So we want to, any way we can
And we do.
support you.
Appreciate that.
Next time
Appreciate
you guys got to get some T-shirts so we can have that.
Oh.
You know, I'll put one on.
Oh, we got a
and-
t-shirt.
Well, we got a
Oh,
T-shirt
yeah,
for you.
because I love, you know, I try to represent. I've got
Yeah.
Fifth
All right,
Ward,
there,
Fifth
all right.
Ward Brewing. You know, I try to represent. These guys are from Dale County. I know you've got
Okay.
the Garage Huskies.
I have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is
We'll
that
have you
the place
step
you
in
played?
our,
I first started this one of the first places I started. Now, if you try to watch us there, you have to be an hour early or maybe hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
If no, it pushes right into the road.
Yeah.
It's just. That's,
Well, we'll have you step in our merch
all right.
our merch store before you leave.
Yeah,
you guys to get you
I
hooked
gotta
up.
get you guys to you. I want to get you guys some Unity T-shirts.
Awesome.
We
and
will,
some
we will
merch, yeah.
wear them proudly.
Oh man, I would love to support you. Yes.
Well, let's touch on the Midwest Sunsplash coming up. Let's touch on that. That's great. Not just a great weekend,
Yes.
but you're sponsoring some great
Well, let's let me
Youth
touch on that.
Go.
Youth Go. Let's talk about Youth Go.
Yes, please.
Youth Go is one of the programs when we first started the Midwest Sunsplash. We were looking for an organization that would benefit from what we were doing.
A local one you wanted to
A local one.
Okay.
And Youth Go with a lady named Kelly Hicks who worked there. She's the president of who's running the nonprofit right now. Friends. And then we talked, and then we made the connection. That was it. Since
So
we
how
made-
many since the start you were been working with them or not from
Well,
the
when we
start?
first started, we wanted to try it out and see if it worked. You know, we tried it out
Okay.
at Willie Beans.
Yeah.
Then we moved it
Sure.
to Fremont because we wanted to find Midwest Sunsplash always been around the water.
Yeah.
So we tried it in Door County, but there's never really, you know. So when we came to Menasha and Nina, we found the right. It was
Right.
fine, looking for the right.
Yeah.
And we found them. And
It
that was
definitely seems like you found it because people look forward to that every year,
every year.
and it's blocked off for you
It's-
guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
We take this for Unity. We work the stage on Friday because we watch other bands come in and play.
Yeah.
And we usually take notes, try to help out the other bands and see which ones we want to embrace right away and try to, you know, they're ready for the road. Some of them are, some not. So
Yeah.
we try to
Sure.
work through that. Yeah. So
What was the
That's
first
cool.
year of the Sunsplash?
I think so 2008.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
10?
2010. Yeah, but 8 was the first progression when we tried it at Tom's Garage. We wanted to, yeah.
I remember Tom's Garage.
Yeah. Yes.
The old guys there, I was involved with that a little bit. We tried it there.
Okay.
It was all right. The value wasn't ready for it.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So a couple years
Too early
to get around.
Yeah.
Settled
So-
into Menasha, looking for your youth goal.
Youth go.
And
Youth go.
that's
What?
been
Yeah.
a great partnership, it seems like,
For us,
for both.
man, if you're looking at the kids, a lot of people don't know what Youth Go does.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay,
tell us what Youth Go does.
Okay, Youth Go goes, this is what they do. They take care of kids who are different, homeless kids,
Yeah.
kids that pretty much have nothing. Not only them, they take care of their families too, because they feed families every weekend, every day.
Wow.
Not every weekend, every day.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know what they do behind
No.
the doors. So that nonprofit, the people that work behind those doors, do hours in and hours out, they don't have any concept of really what
They
they go
don't.
through.
I don't. I thought it was like a place for kids to go after school, and that was about it. You
No,
know,
that's
for
that's
such a
just a
part-
part of it.
sliver of
Just a
it,
sliver of it.
wow. Okay.
So they try to raise money, and there's a lot of nonprofits, a lot of companies that support it. But and as from our view, we're looking at Youth Go. We look, if we don't take care of this youth here,
Mm-hmm.
look how Chicago turned out. Some of the places in Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
So if we take care of the bottom of the pan, what happens?
Yeah.
Now we've taken a whole bunch of generation of kids and moved them up to where they can become good
Yeah.
civilians and good citizens to the country.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
just need to see that there are good people out there. You know, even
Oh,
if they
yes.
have a rough life, that
Yes.
there's good people out there.
And
And then
they-
they're going to repay it. It's just that, yeah,
it's
that's
just
wonderful.
a chain, and a lot of those kids graduate from there. Now they're some of them police officers, football players for colleges now,
Nice.
basketball players, doctors. I mean,
Mhm.
the program, the years that Youth Go has been in service.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of people just drive by it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
One day you'll
Which is
be in
true.
need of it. Yeah. So our goal of this festival is to raise money for them.
Okay.
And
Nice.
usually we bring in some really good acts.
Yeah.
We have food down there and vendors and music. 2 days, July the 22nd, Friday. We have one stage that's going to be Curtis Street parked on 3 good bands.
Okay.
And on Saturday, we have 2 stages,
Oh, wow. Okay.
one on the main road and one on Curtis Street. And we'll have bands going back and forth all day. Hour and a half
Nice.
slots, a lot of bands.
Well, what time do we start Friday night?
Friday night will start at 5 p.m.
Okay. And go till
till about 11.
11.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you start what time Saturday again?
Saturday will start at noon
Noon. Oh,
and be
that's
done
a
at-
full day.
Yeah,
You can get a full day of,
and done at 11. Yeah.
of good stuff.
So everything that we make there, from beer sales to food sales,
Mhm.
all of it goes to Youth Go.
And it's right downtown Menasha.
Right downtown Menasha.
Yeah.
You won't miss it.
Yeah.
You try to go downtown Menasha, it's closed.
It's closed off. Yeah.
This thing is, this thing's huge. People talk about it.
Yeah,
They
a lot
talk
of
about
people-
going.
You're very right.
And if you live in our area, you can't not see the Midwest Sunsplash van. Is that you driving
Yes.
there? Okay.
We plastered that on the van so that people can actually know, just go look at the website.
Yeah. You got to promote any way you can, right?
Yes.
Any
And
way
we've
you
been-
can.
Get the schedule of the bands that'll be on the website when they
Yes,
play
it's
and
gonna be
all the
up,
activities going on.
We're looking at by the end of this week, we'll get all the sponsors and everything on the website. We know it takes a little while to build that up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we were a good
Yeah.
month and a half away.
Yes.
So you're a bit of a businessman too, as well as a musician. I mean, if you're,
I've got my hands dipped in sound, music, and festivals.
yeah.
And there's a lot of nonprofits out there. You name it, I've got 100 of people from,
Sure.
you name the disease, from people who are dying and people who need money.
Yeah.
And it's hard because we can't spread our band too thin. I wish I could just write up a check and say, here.
Sure.
But my energy, when I want to put something into something, I want to make sure that thing is successful. And for us, Midwest Sunsplash, hopefully this festival keeps on going. And if I'm gone, this festival still runs.
So, yeah. Still a thing. Yeah.
To still make
Set
this
it
thing.
up to go.
And hopefully one of my kids or one of my friends' kids or somebody to keep running, because you can't stop.
Yeah.
You have to keep on helping the youth in any way you can.
So your kid's musical as well then?
No.
but he can promote. He can still do that, right?
My son, my 2 kids, my kids
Okay.
are very, very, very intelligent. We got one's working on a brewing company, another one's trying to cook, and I got another one that's traveling the U.S. The youngest one's still trying to figure out herself. So
Yeah. I'm still
so-
trying to figure myself out too. So.
Yeah, we always trying
We
to
all
figure
got
out
our time. We all take our time.
Yeah. And don't worry about the laughs from the peanut gallery. We've had snoring from the peanut gallery, so at least we know you're awake.
Yes, we're good.
Those 2 days is July the 22nd this year,
Okay.
Friday, and
I'll be
July
there.
the 23rd. Yes, we'll be there on the 23rd. We'll be there both days. Most of the bands.
You're playing. Your band's playing
I'm
both
playing
days.
July, no, only the Saturday, July the 23rd.
Okay.
And
But you're around. You're present both days.
I'm always there.
Yeah,
Sure.
So you
Because-
wandering around and
Yeah, I talk to the people. I want to make sure when people come there, that most people want to,
yeah.
that some personal time, people come up and talk to me.
Well, I can tell you, until tonight, I didn't really formally meet you,
Yes.
but I have talked to you a time or two at your shows. And you're always very friendly and very personable. And
Well, that's about
Yes.
thing about just being a servant to the people.
yeah,
You no longer have a life. Your life is actually theirs. Because if they take 4 hours of their time to come sit down and listen to you.
Yeah.
Can you take 15 minutes of their time to listen to them?
right.
So
Absolutely.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, not everybody does look at it that way. So it is nice when,
It is.
you can have
Yeah.
a little musical conversation and,
Oh,
So-
I've had musical conversations, live stories. And it's fun because everyone that comes to our shows, most of them blue collar workers.
Sure.
And that's what I dig about it.
Yeah.
Some of them just went
In the Midwest.
fishing and they talk about a fish. I'm like, yeah. Next time you come, don't forget me. I need a fish. I'm an island boy. You talk about fish, I'm in.
yeah, right.
So
It's got to be neat. Yeah, tiring at times, but neat to just meet different people all the time and the different kinds of people you meet. Yeah, and I'm sure you meet some. I don't want to say bad people, but drunk people and overzealous people over the years.
That was
So-
probably me both times.
You're in into Dean, so of course you're in into a drunk.
I love you, man. I've had that in Chicago. I love you, man, with a big kiss on the big wet beard.
I was not a redhead before I went gray.
Not me. But it's part of the territory, right?
Yes,
I mean,
of all the fans I've had, I just had one bad,
Yeah.
just one person. It was very bad.
Yeah.
And it was, at the time, it was very negative towards me. And I rose to a place where I felt like I shouldn't have went there.
Mhm.
Until today, and I met him again, but still have that a fellow, he said some things that really just stirred the inside of me. But it was at the same time, it was an eye opener for me to understand that people are very different. Some people are very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I said, well, our music represents more than that 1%.
Sure.
And sometimes to overcome the 1%, you have to always show
Sometimes
them
it's the
leaf.
hardest, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I've changed them. Some venues here in Wisconsin
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't let me even enter the bar at first.
Really?
Playing gas.
Really?
But it was a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately, yeah.
I think it's a great thing experience wise. If you really look at it, you have to see what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
To really see, are you intelligent enough to look beyond the person and try to form a conversation?
Yeah.
So I came back and tried to form a conversation.
Okay.
And when I started forming the conversation, we broke the barriers right away.
Yep.
When I said I grew up on a farm, that broke the barriers.
If I know it,
Next thing
You
you
have
know,
something
there's
in
yeah, when you band, bring your band, come and play. And this was hardcore rednecks, straight up.
Yeah.
And they said, why you call you guys rednecks? In the island, they call people overburnt. So they would laugh. And then they'll go, you're from Fiji. You definitely, you're an island boy. So, and it taught me how to conversate, when you meet someone like that, how to try to understand their
Okay.
story
Yeah.
to where they are.
Yeah.
It's not
which
about me.
which can be hard sometimes,
It is very hard.
right?
I've-
I would imagine.
And we were one reggae band that played at Holiday, up at Sturgis. How many reggae bands play at Sturgis?
I'm guessing not a lot.
Yeah.
And then you got people screaming, when you play I Shot the Sheriff, you want to hear 5,000 men screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah. Right.
It's like rebel. It was like rebel. You want to talk about rebel? That's
That's
I
what
was
you
like, okay, then we get killed today. So I was telling Tim, basically, Jimmy gonna get killed. He said, yeah, well, find the exit, event
Just
close.
Leave it running.
Keep it running. So, but it was an experience, man. I tell you, I've had stories. It's amazing. All the way to Florida, all the way back.
I bet.
California, Colorado.
Is the touring getting a little harder as you get older? Or
The
you love
tourings
it?
always get better because every time you always see different people. And as
Okay.
different people, that means people are coming up because they believe in something that you've been doing. The word's gotten out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are coming.
New
Yeah.
faces. A lot of same faces you must see in the
A
audience.
lot of same faces.
A
Some
lot,
people,
I would imagine.
it'll sometimes most of our shows in the bigger cities will be sold out before. Same time we
Nice.
put it up, it's already sold
Yeah,
out.
right.
That's nice.
So it's
It's a good feeling.
the greatest feeling to have.
Yeah.
Some people appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice thing about being organic and small and getting to know your people. Like
Yes.
they are going to come back for you once
Yes,
they,
sir.
I mean, that's what I said. Like the people, like the musicians that will actually spend 5 minutes with somebody, they don't know how big a difference that makes
It
to
does,
whether or
yeah.
not you're going to come back as a fan,
You're very right.
So, I mean,
It does mean a lot to the people. in the
it
audience.
does. It does. Yeah.
It really,
Yes.
it does. You see that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you believe it.
you understand this. You're just taking 2 minutes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
I mean, I've done festivals where I climb over the fence, talk to my people.
Yeah.
And the guys would say, you can't do that. I said, yeah, tell me
Yeah,
I
well,
can.
Tell me I can.
Yeah. Because if you're going to watch a band for 4 hours and the lead singer jumps over and come and talk to you and shake your hands and you go through the crowd and talk to people, how'd that make you feel?
Yeah.
It's like, hell yeah. And then he jumped the fans and then he came over to talk to us. It was
Right.
like,
That's cool.
not real rebel. He was more homegrown. I call it.
Yeah.
Just homegrown.
Okay.
That he still appreciate the people that's standing there all that hours to get to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
They appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's
Every time you can connect, it's just good. It just brings you closer.
I tell you something with you guys stationed here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff here, a lot of people haven't heard most of the stuff I've been telling you guys here. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't know about this great Fox Cities,
Yeah, for sure.
the great festivals we have here.
We do have a lot.
Yeah. Now you have Midwest Sunsplash coming up July. That's a huge one.
Yeah. It's
Another one is the Mile of Music.
Right.
Those guys who run downtown Appleton.
It's another
Yeah.
great weekend.
yeah, there
talk
is a
about-
great music scene around here.
Yeah, Nina, downtown Nina, they put a lot of good concert series out there, and I got to give it up for the future of Nina.
Yep.
They've been,
Look, the Thursday night shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are nice.
it takes companies to sponsor that. And a lot of people always think of this corporates, corporate. These corporates, this is how this music gets out.
Right.
They put the money behind it
They
so
do.
they can make sure that you don't see the money really. They're not dishing out money. The money is going to something that'll help the community
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah, and those nights are important. I mean, it's big for
It
Nina.
brings people together. Like
Yeah,
you said,
right.
music brings together. So you're going to run into people. If I
Yes.
go, I'm going to run into people I may have not seen for 20 years. So I bump into them and stranger. And next thing you know, we're dancing together and talking. It's
Well, we got some big
so much fun.
We got some for the Midwest Sunsplash. We have Telemark. Telemarketing.
No, just tell me.
Telemark. I have to get that right. Telemark is one of the big sponsors.
Okay.
Festival Foods is another great sponsor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Festival Foods.
Yeah.
The people coming to the community. I go and shop there all the time
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they support the community.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't talk about that. Yeah, sushi.
He's good.
And the sushi is really good.
Yes.
I have to agree with you. I'm a sushi man.
Yeah.
I go to the sushi. Yes, I love the sushi there.
Okay.
But Festival Food sponsors a lot of these festivals that
Yeah.
happen downtown. People don't talk about that.
Mhm.
From here for all the Fox cities, Festival Food.
They do it. Yeah, they do a lot.
They do
They've
a
helped
lot.
us. They've helped us on
Yeah. I mean,
and the TBI.
a lot of folks don't understand that this company is homegrown.
Yeah.
They work hard to make sure the community is helped at all times.
Yeah.
So any way you can support them back, I always feel like go back and buy there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're
You
giving-
support the community, you support them.
yeah.
Well,
Right.
that's where I bought my sake this
Yeah.
afternoon. Is that festival actually?
Hey, right place, right?
So there you go.
Gosh,
Thanks for having the sake
the sake.
for me.
So
And it's delicious.
on the
Yeah.
and on the website
just www.midwestsunsplash.org.
org. I was just
Yes.
saying that. Okay,
Yes.
it'll have the list of the bands.
By next week, we'll have the list of the bands up there in
Awesome.
the time slots. It'll
Okay.
be cool. And
Awesome.
some really weird bands. We got a band coming out of Chicago
Oh, okay.
called the Half Brits.
The half braids.
Half
Brits.
Brits.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So they do all this British.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It's
Are
really
they-
cool.
Are they geared towards like one British band or just
No,
a bunch
everything
of
that's British.
Okay.
So that's why
fine.
I even like them
British
even
thing.
more because they're not just geared to, the Beatles tribute.
Yeah,
or,
that's
you
kind of
know,
what I was thinking.
it's like, but they have everything so mixed in. Bunch
Okay.
of fun guys. Yeah, it's
Nice.
bunch
That'd
of
be
young
fun.
guys too. Yeah, we got a few older guys playing in there, but it's fun.
Nice.
Fun band. So we got the Disco Nap's going to be there.
Excited to see them.
Yeah. Jeremy Jam's band.
Okay.
Disco Naps. Scarabilly.
Another good one. Another good one.
Yeah. Scarabilly. We're going to have Drew Hicks
Okay.
company. This is Drew Hicks. Great singer.
Yeah.
Great singer. Awesome bass player. I think so. One of the hottest ones in the.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
It's got a studio. So there's
It's a good one. Good lineup this year.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. And we.
So
They're Shansols.
go to the
They're a
website, check
bunch-
it out.
Yeah, they're Shansols. There's a bunch of local boys from a Nasher. It's like a garage
Oh.
band. They're going to open the festival up.
Cool.
So they're a garage band. I'm excited
Yeah.
because it's like we gotta keep it to them. It's like yes,
Oh,
It's
nice.
starting to kicking her off. I like it.
yeah. It's you start them up with some local boys because then it's homegrown, and I'll just be like homegrown. They can say we were the ones who opened the festival.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
You always want to keep them part of your project, whatever you do.
Cool.
I like it.
Do you guys have a website?
Not a website. No, everything's on Instagram or
Instagram,
yeah.
Facebook. We just
Maybe
started
you guys
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have a website so people can come and maybe, if they want to come and visit you guys. And because I know once I do this, I know some of the bands would want to come on here.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think so if you guys want to go on a website, have a website.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people can start sending you emails and maybe can set up a program where they can come and
Sure.
do an interview because I think so. If I can draw all these boys here, we can bring in a whole bunch of bands and women band players out there. There's a lot of great ones.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
I've
For
got
sure.
some friends who are actually touring out of Seattle that are friends of mine that
Okay.
maybe you might want to, Jason and his beautiful wife, they're
Yeah.
phenomenal musicians.
Yeah. Right now we just do a communication through, instant messenger.
Yeah.
Either through Facebook or,
Yeah.
or Instagram is what we've been doing, but
Because the older folks,
not gonna. Oh,
remember, some of the
right.
older folks are really
Right.
starting to listen to that. Some of those that have in the garage and stuff. I didn't believe it
uh-huh.
till I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something that you guys might, if you have in a website, your links, your past shows, so
Sure.
people can
Yep.
just click on it and just,
Yeah.
and then they
for
can
sure.
go watch them all.
yeah, just an idea,
No, it's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
idea.
So if
We're
you're on
always
Instagram-
expanding.
could you give your Instagram link again? So the guys.
Well, here,
Dimples in the beard. on
Dimples in
Instagram.
the bear. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dimples
absolutely.
or dimples. Yeah. Dimples on the beard. I don't,
Dimples in the beard.
I don't remember.
That's it.
They
Dimples
wouldn't
in
let us use cocktails on Instagram. Serious. So we
Yes,
had.
because it was. I
Yeah,
think so. That's like.
So everywhere else is cocktails with Dimple the Beard, but Instagram we couldn't do cocktails. So
Yeah.
Cocktails.
we just started a TikTok. You did into TikTok?
We do TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Most of the young fans, we have very few young fans, but it's too.
We hired somebody to do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
It's we have two pages on there. One is Unity the Band 2022, and one is just Unity the Band.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people liking that, but we're just trying to.
That's the other thing I've heard about TikTok. You got to have like multiple accounts. Like it works better to have more than one.
Yeah, and we have two accounts. We have a first more of our private stuff for the band,
Okay.
and then the
Oh,
stuff
okay.
we're touring the crowd
Gotcha.
shots.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you did at the Marley Fest. You guys recorded a video
Little video
of your song,
Yeah,
and that's out there now.
that's out there. The two shakes. That's really taken off, and it's very underground. It's,
Well, I mean, I hate to brag, but I mean, I was in the video.
yes,
So
You were on it.
I was in the video. I just have to assume it was me that really propelled that into the atmosphere.
oh, well, you did.
If that,
You already did. That's why I'm here.
wait, if that was true, why is the podcast not taking off? Like,
Because they kept going.
I think it
Edit
has more
that
to do with
guy
you
out.
than you.
Edit him
Sorry.
out.
I had nothing to do with the editing. Believe me. The editing was done by Pacific Island.
They did a great job. It's a fun video.
Yeah.
It's part of our company, part of Unity's. It's
Okay.
part of Two Productions that handles the sound and videoing. So that company is doing a lot of big commercial. That's a totally different thing altogether.
oh wow.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, that's about.
Gotta be in a being in everything, don't you? Just a little bit in everything.
I somehow, everything comes in time. And I believe I'm like this podcast. I think so. One of these nights, we're going to have to do something special. When the winter time starts coming, maybe have a reggae, and we talk about reggae artists and have a music play with different reggae bands, because I believe that's something that
Absolutely.
and upcoming musicians too. You could have, highlight some of them. And I just suggestions, but I think so with homegrown stuff like this, I want to make sure you guys be successful too.
Yes.
Well, I love talking to musicians. We've had a couple on, and
Reached out to a
it's-
couple more.
Yeah, it's always a great conversation.
Yes.
So
and stories.
and it's nice because
and
I like to think that I'm, a musician, but I don't have any musical skills. So
Well,
I can,
honestly, to tell you the truth, most musicians like us, there's always somebody that's not a musician that knows more than what the hell goes on.
yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I'm a one. All these big bands,
Mhm.
from female artists to male artists, there's always the one that person that are not musically enough, but the business side they have it.
Yeah,
down.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always need that.
Somebody's
person.
got to take care
Yeah.
of business. Yeah.
And then always that person that talks, that makes it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
the face of the band.
Yes.
And that's why you're out.
Well,
promoting.
I try to be, because I always try to get the other guys, and sometimes most of the other guys are busy
Sure.
Yeah.
with their life, and I founded the band, and I sometimes I'll just
It's part of you.
Yes.
Right? It's
when we do the big video shows, like if we're going to Milwaukee, Chicago, the biggest cities, the Twin Cities, going to Florida, the biggest cities, then usually we have the whole band there because we're on the road together. So
Yeah.
That's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
the
You're
right
all
thing.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
that's fun.
I don't try to take the credit. I'm just part of something that's unique.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yes.
So you mentioned a coffee plantation back home.
Yes.
I'm just curious. I love coffee. Do you now?
I'll put it like this. We have, let's see, about 9,000 plants, trees growing right now.
Wow.
Okay.
And that's right now, we could become one of the biggest coffee growers right now in the world.
Wow.
That's not including the wild coffee that's already growing.
Okay.
So I've kept it hush hush as much as possible.
You tell us if you want to.
Yeah, no, it's
take it
fine.
out.
No, it's
I was going to
good.
ask,
But that
how to get it. How do
Yeah.
you sell to?
we're looking at the next 5 years before I can start it, because right now we're
Ah.
just growing process. We want to make sure it's growing in lines where we can harvest it. Everything,
okay.
we want to make sure everything's, move plants and make sure they're all in lines.
Sure.
So we can take better manicure, how you take care of them, how to grow the trees. We just want to pick and start selling coffee, and you don't have the trees.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. Okay.
what this coffee plant does is that it actually puts my people in the Fiji Islands to work.
That's nice.
I was surprised. I visited a coffee plantation when I was in Nicaragua, and I was surprised. Like one plant had one bean,
Yes, one bean.
and then I'm like, what?
Yes.
And they had to pick. I mean, it was
Bean.
fun. We spent the whole day there. We had a blast.
Yes.
And then
You go
what
into-
manure, like worm manure or something?
That's actually manure from cow manure, chicken manure, and they use that to add it in. And then they take the coffee seed and they de-seed it with a plunger. And you take that and you plant that, and then it grows.
And it's like one.
So it's
a
a
lot
lot,
of
of work, but eventually the goal is this coffee could be sold from Fiji, and hopefully by the time the world moves forward
Sure.
with Amazon and all of that, with shipping, that we could be able to ship directly into America. It'll be Fiji coffee,
Nice.
but with that, it'll have its own name.
Yeah.
It'll be Fiji coffee, but it'll be the coffee that Unity the band will be branded right behind it.
Oh, wow.
Very
Okay.
nice.
So it's not.
Not there yet.
I'll tell you something maybe when I'm all passed away, and it'll be going good. But the growing of coffee is not to make wealth. It's how you help your community. You grow your wealth
Sure.
with your community.
Yeah.
And taking care of my people back home is one of the biggest things. Even though I live in this country, I
Mhm.
love this town, and I've tried to do the best I can here. This is my home for now,
Yeah.
but my home back home, there's a lot of unemployment. So
Sure.
if I can help families, it goes a long way. That's just coffee. So we have goats now on the farm. We're growing goats too, because we want to make goat cheese and be one of the farms that be able to produce goat cheese.
Okay.
We have to teach the natives how to do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
It takes time, takes money.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't
takes
happen
patience.
overnight.
Yeah.
Patience.
Yes. Because
And the business sense too.
yes.
Just like you were talking before with the band, you got to have
Yeah.
the business side of that.
so this band's right now, what this band is that thing starts to when it comes to fruition, we'll brand one of the coffee grains after our
That'd be
a band.
Yeah.
that'd be
Sure. That's cool.
fantastic.
But I don't think so. We'll take any money from it. It'll just have to go and support the community. And what happens when you do something like that? You actually have helped
Yeah.
the human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can work and
Yeah.
Yeah.
feel good about themselves by
Yes.
working.
Yes.
That's
Just
huge.
to put people to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give a
So
purpose. That's great.
yeah.
It's a great story.
Well, it's life. What can you do to make people be a part of it
Yeah.
and feel good about it?
Yeah.
I feel good about just coming sitting here because I know after this interview, I'm going to force our people to watch this.
Good.
And I'll tell our people, you have to like the page, most definitely, because it's very important. Because if you guys grow from here,
Yes.
we become a small little community. Now I've added you into our community and you
Yeah.
guys have added me into yours. So it just expedites from
Right.
there. Any way we can help each other, I'm down game.
Absolutely.
So are we. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was always game. And any way I can bring people here. And the same for people who's watching. If you feel like sponsoring them for a night, sure. They'll take a check. Because they need money to fund their drinking habits. No, I'm just joking.
That's
Actually to fund what goes on here because it takes time.
It does,
takes
yeah.
money and you're paying for electricity and all of that. And any way Unity can help out 100% behind it. Every
Awesome.
talk show there is out there. If you guys want to reach out, make friends.
Yeah.
Why
right.
not?
Well, it's kind words. We appreciate that.
Hey, man.
We appreciate your
I
time.
appreciate you guys reaching out to me because sometimes I'm in my little world where
Sure.
I'm communicating with the outside world, people trying to book us. And there's a lot of radios. And I usually put everyone that wants to, I know the talk shows and stuff, I usually shove it aside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I said, if it's in my neighborhood, man,
Yeah.
I've got no
So much
choice.
either. Well, we're glad you accepted, and we'll continue on with this relationship for sure.
Sure. And then
Yeah,
when we do
absolutely.
come up with a new song and we release some new videos and stuff, we'd love for you guys to be there or we
Yeah.
can come and release it right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
You bet.
absolutely.
Yeah, you are welcome to come and do anything you want on this
Well,
podcast.
At any time.
Well, now you guys just, I want to shout out to my guys in the band.
Please do.
On the
Absolutely.
drums, Mr. Calvin Ayers. He's been a drummer for a long time. If people want to check him out on our website, go to our website. Tim Perkins, sorry. Tim Perkins was a bass player. Phenomenal bass player. He plays a stand-up bass. We call her Blondie. If you guys like art, he's
Mhm.
got one of the bass is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look at art. It's phenomenal. On keys, Pat Stillman. No, on guitars, Pat Stillman. Sorry, I'm getting the two mixed up. Pat Stillman on guitars. On the keys, a young guy, Paco Kohler. And then I'm having a brass section for the Midwest Sunsplash.
Oh.
Tyler Jones.
Fun.
Yeah, we full brass.
Little extra flavor to it.
Oh, it's reggae on steroids.
that it sounds like. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
You guys have any more questions for me? Like depth questions that I'm not thinking of?
Well, did you want to touch on the TBI stuff or not at this point?
Well, we want to have, once we get that
'Cause that's
that
next-
festival going,
Yeah.
Okay.
the Corn Fest.
Yeah, the Confest. That's another one that's coming
That's
up for
another
next year.
fest we're coming up next year.
That's going to be.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be great.
I'm
excited for it.
excited for it because that town, New London, haven't had anything like this.
They haven't, so we're gonna bring it to their town, and
We're gonna pull the
thank
rock
you
out of that town.
every month we talk about it, and it's exciting. It's exciting what we can do.
Yes, April's running it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Somehow we attached, Unity is attached in there somewhere else with our production company, Tree Productions and lineup. Oh, well, in that. Yeah,
Which we can. I'm gonna mess it up.
no, I'm all about that, but that's coming around next year. So people start putting that in the calendar.
That's the summer of 2023.
Summer 2023.
It is, and you caught me off guard, but go ahead.
That's going to be huge. August the 12th, Saturday, August the 12th, New London.
Rock and Corn Fest.
The Rock.
Yeah, baby.
Rock and Corn Fest on Facebook. So go
check that out.
subscribe, and you'll get the news as we come.
Yeah, rockonconfest.com.
And the website.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, some new things coming up, and it's exciting.
I have one question that's a little in depth. What does it mean to be Rastafarian?
Well, there's many different ways. Rastafarian is a religion.
Okay.
It's based off the word of Ras,
Okay.
the original bloodline of King Solomon.
Okay. All
King
right.
Solomon is the oldest out of all the kings on the planet.
Okay.
He's the oldest.
Okay.
King Solomon had a child with Queen Sheba out of wedlock.
Okay.
When Sheba was in that time in Egypt, they had a child. And when she was pregnant, she was a princess out of Ethiopia.
Okay.
She was the queen of Ethiopia. So a lot of people, that's the king of
Yeah.
Israel, the original king, as we know as Rastafarian, is Haile Selassie,
Okay.
the bloodline of it. You know. So Haile Selassie is a Rastafarian. His middle name was Ras. So we call it Rastafari.
Okay.
Because our oath is like the bead of Christianity where they carry beads. Our oath is our dreadlocks.
Okay.
And so Rastafarians, there's many houses of Rasta. There's houses of some Rastafarians who believe in it, but choose their own path. There's Rastafarians who preach and believe in the same oath.
Yeah.
And Rastafarians who are very neutral. They still believe in the faith itself. That's origination of Christianity, of the basis of Christian.
Yeah.
So me, I'm a Rastafari. But I'm a believer of all faiths. There's a door, it's like a house to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every religion has a door to heaven.
Absolutely. Sure.
Okay.
And even the atheists say, I don't believe anything. They do believe in something. They believe in breathing every day. So they have a belief in something.
Yeah.
So as a real Rasta, if you preach Rastafari, then you have to respect other religions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because,
and I think some people
Yeah,
lose that.
Yeah, Rastafarians, if you meet Rastafarians, very peaceful people. Because
Okay.
only in God's name, anything on this planet moves.
Sure.
Because God creates man and man creates, but
Everything
it's
else.
always in God's name. So Rastafarian is a very great faith. When I took up Rastafarian, I grew my dreadlocks. I'm a Rastaman, but there's few things that you can choose your own path.
Yeah.
But there's always a path to God every day of your life.
Is that the main religion in your island?
No,
No.
Christianity in our island, when in the Fiji Islands, we're Egyptians. The old way back, we escaped. There was
Mhm.
wars in Egypt.
Sure.
Tribe moved into the Pacific.
Okay.
We were part of the royal family out of Egypt,
Okay.
and I belong to that clan. So
wow.
my clan is called Ra.
Okay.
Ra, the Eye of Ra. So,
Oh.
Sure. Sure.
So if you look at the paintings of warriors in Fiji, when they paint their face, they always have the Eye of Ra. on the
Sure.
top.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's an amazing thing because every story, people move around on the planet, people talk about
Right.
it. Yeah. So from Europeans to Indians to Native Indians, so the whole of Fiji has been Spanish, people have been coming in and out of our country.
Yeah.
So as they evolved, cannibalism was one time in our country huge. It was cannibalism.
Oh, wow. Okay.
People fought and used that as, if I kill you, I'll eat you now, I got your power. It's a different thought of mind at the certain time of period.
Right at the time. Wow.
So
Okay.
when the Christians came in, they chopped all our hair off. We used to grow big frozen dreadlocks.
Yeah.
So I'm part of the new breed that I grow my dreadlocks.
Okay.
Okay.
How long have those been growing?
I'll say almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So part of my ancestry is from my great-grandfathers. They had long hair dreadlocks.
Okay.
Okay.
And they should tie it up. And in Rastafari, when you tie your hair on the top, it's the same as the Vikings did.
Yeah.
When men tie their hair, it shows them how the strength.
Sure.
When a man can tie his hair or plait his beard, that shows strength.
Exactly. Look at all this.
Well, actually,
It doesn't always work for everybody.
well, but honestly, if we really try to think about it, when the
Uh-huh.
Vikings, they had long hair.
Yeah.
And they plaited it.
Yeah.
And most of them believed in the old ways.
Yeah.
And every culture had their own, but it was all the same.
Yeah.
Right?
In the end, yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, it's all the same.
Right. Exactly.
So, but they give them all different names,
Labels, labels.
I want to start
labels.
another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That's the history of it. So,
Oh, interesting.
so my growing my dreadlocks is because of my people. And
So
it's
sure.
kind of rebellious.
Yeah.
I love the churches. I have nothing against the church, but I believe when they came in was to help out people to cut a hair because it could be ticks in the hair or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for now, we can take care of our hair, grow my dreads.
Yeah.
So when I walk in my city, now sit in Fiji, when I wear them, cut my hair out, but you should see the people.
Oh, okay.
It's like a big thing. It's like it's like a step back into the
Sure.
like it's a step back.
Yeah.
So now the younger Fijian men are starting to do that, grow their hair out. So you could, we don't want to go back to the old days, but we always want to show a solidarity
Yeah.
that you still had a culture that you had.
Yeah.
You believe in.
Traditions.
Yeah, traditions.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
You know, I love traditions. So
Yeah.
We
that's
all
part
have
of me.
traditions. This is where the good food come from.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Seems like some people are losing that nowadays of tradition, but
Yes.
different story. But I like tradition.
You know, it's always interesting because when I first came here, I was taking in everything that America had to show me.
Seems
And
like
one of the things that I loved about America was its freedom of speech.
Yeah, we love that too, obviously.
It's an amazing thing because the great thing about freedom of speech in music, you're not hurting anybody.
Right.
But once you start hurting people, I believe this same thing vocally, I believe it's no longer freedom of speech because you've lost freedom of speech and is meant for you to mean good.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Should be.
You know,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very hot topic when people talk. And believe me, a lot of friends of mine on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
And when we talk about it, I always want to touch it because I try to get through to them by communication. And they said, I agree with you. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about freedom of speech if it's only used in a motivational way.
Sure.
Should be. Yeah.
Sure.
Should
You know,
be.
they're scolding your kid. Don't do that.
And they have the freedom to heck you, Dad. You know.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's a yeah.
I didn't have that freedom.
I didn't. No, not as a
Yes.
child. No.
Yes.
Not that one.
I'm very grateful to have grown into Fiji Islands and come here to Wisconsin and you guys having me here. It's
Thank
a
you.
big honor to be here, my guys. I tell you that. Very great honor.
No, the
I
honor
was
is all
dreading it
ours.
today. I was very tired, but I was so grateful just to be able to do this.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it. I'm tired too. My kid had me up at like 4:30 a.m. this morning. So
Boy, they got you up early.
she had a runny nose or something. And I'm like, oh man. So I feel you. I'm tired too.
Yeah.
Rock
So
life
how
and
many
life.
nights
But that's good.
how many nights do you guys do this shows here?
Well, we record every other week when I don't have my daughter, and we typically do about 3 interviews a week. When
Try to.
when- so
Every other week. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this
3
week we're
every other
doing.
week. We've got 3 this week.
We had 4 this week.
Yeah, Yeah.
Mikey canceled tomorrow night, but we had 4 this week.
Oh, Mikey from
Mikey Winland.
Mikey
Yeah,
yeah. Things came up, you know.
He'll be on.
We'll get him.
We
We'll
keep
get you on,
just
Mike. We're gonna
throwing
get
him
you
on
on.
the spot.
Yeah. We'll put him on the spot.
Yeah,
We're
we
like,
bring him
come
up
on.
and
And they
down.
said you got to be on the
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
See?
Right.
Go.
And if you're a new young band out there, make sure you get your album ready, your website, and anything before you come to this, because it sucks if you don't.
Promote.
Yes.
We're gonna get here. We're gonna
Yes.
promote you.
They'll promote you. They got the peoples now. They got the peoples. Hook up.
There you go.
Love it. I love it. So before we let you go, promote.
Yeah.
Promote. So make sure you like them YouTube. Join us. You'll find it on our Facebook and Instagram page. They'll hashtag us.
Yeah.
Share
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. We'll put all your
Well,
stuff in the
hashtag
show
all of them.
description too.
Oh
so they
yeah,
can do it.
man. Everything you guys do, I'll
In the
throw it right on the
midsummer.
side. Let 100,000 people have a view at it. I'm good for it.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys having
Thank
me,
you
man.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, sir.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for talking
joining.
about my
Well-
country. I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
That's home, man.
Yeah, no, I love
Good
those
love
stories.
stories.
It was great.
Yes.
Great.
I would have nothing but stories. That's what we like. That's what we really
So
like
we have to
enjoy.
come back another day and we'll talk about what kind of reggae bands I really love.
Sounds great.
And then we'll
Sounds
put that
great.
together.
Yes, we're not kidding. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
and we would
anytime.
love to have you back. We'll give it some time.
Well, I'll
We'd
bring
love
some
to have you back.
friends. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
difference.
bet.
Some friends.
Bet.
Set you up, and maybe you'll feel like singing next time a little bit. Just saying. Not throwing you in the spot,
But if
just
you got the
saying.
Sunset Fiji or something, yeah, I'll really be singing that.
Yeah, where you going?
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously, though, get your asses out of here.